Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is TaurusJinx here, and today I shall be giving you guys the last episode for Tom Clancy's Recon Wildlands. The open beta is out. It started on the 23rd of February, and I don't know how long it's supposed to go. I think it's till this weekend. So if you guys want to check the game out, please do so. Hop into the open beta to get a feel of the game. So for this episode, I partnered up with Dark Zero Omega and Reach Beyond LLS, who are part of Player1Player2. I really thank you guys for joining me in this episode, and I shall link your channel down in the description below. Please do check them out. They are an amazing duo. They do a lot of different types of games, so it will be really awesome if you could go and show them some support as well. So basically we tried around probably an hour or so of playing, and sadly somehow my save file was corrupted, so I was stuck back in Itaqua. I don't know whether this is going to be the fact with every person who's played the closed beta, who's going to try the open beta as well, that they're going to start in the same exact place where you started the closed beta from, because that's completely bad, because you already played all of this. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to play it again. The point of making this video was that I was going to show you guys gameplay and be serious about it, but somehow this just turned out to be an entire hour of shenanigans and complete goof ups. I mean, we were trying to deal with the really bad physics of the game. We were trying to understand what we were going to do and stuff, but it was funny. I wouldn't say it was fun. It was funny to play this game, to say the least. So right now you must be wondering why I have muted out the game audio. It's simply because that in the party chat I had enabled my voice to be shared, but I think Omega and Eggman had not enabled that in their party settings. So all the shenanigans that we were having, all the fun and the laughter that we were having are totally drowned out with the fact that my recording only has me speaking in it. So that does kind of ruin the entire aspect of the gimmicky gameplay that was actually happening. I mean, if you guys won't believe it, this is just an edited part of the driving segment that we were going through, and it took us almost like half an hour to reach a particular place on the map. So you guys, if you have seen my previous episode, I was in a conundrum between buying this and Mass Effect Andromeda. It's safe to say, after the open beta experience, I ain't even going to look back at this game. I'm only going to look at it for the small 1 hour of laughter, uncontrollable laughter it brought us. I mean, it was completely hilarious what was happening. I mean, at weird places it would tell us that our mission has failed, even though we had the guy safely in our chopper. It would just tell us the mission has failed and all of us were alive. At other times we would just die to something extremely stupid. So it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was really funny to play this game, and that's exactly the reason I wanted to share the party chat and the audio, but somehow it didn't exactly get added on the way I wanted it to be added on. So yeah, you have only me talking right now as a post comment in a sort of a post commentary video. So basically in this video all I'm going to tell you guys is that I won't be buying the game. It's something I was kind of thinking about, I was mulling over, because the closed beta was kind of fun. It did get a little boring because we had only one region to explore, but somehow this game just isn't catching my attention the way I thought it would. I mean, one of the first factors that really got annoying after a particular moment in time was physics like this, like hanging perfectly vertical on a rock cliff without me even hitting the accelerator. Yeah, I wasn't hitting the accelerator there. The car was for at least 10 seconds, or not 10, at least 5 seconds, just standing still on an almost perfectly vertical slope. I mean, wow, really? And driving physics are really crazy in this game. Right now I can understand it's kind of raining and the roads are slightly wet or something, but overall, even during a normal day or night cycle when it is not raining or the weather is not interrupting you, driving is a completely difficult stuff. I mean, it can be fun, as in like what we're doing right now. It's like not physically possible for any of this to happen. You would argue with me saying it's only a game, but driving isn't that much fun. I mean, that's the only one thing that you have to get from one place to the other on the map besides helicopters and waterways, but nah, I'd rather go to a mall or amusement park if I wanted to play crashing cars or something like that. This is literally how the driving experience is in this game. The other thing is that the AI has still not been changed too much. The AI squad mates still are pretty much useless. I don't know whether this is just me, but I rather like to keep them at a particular spot somewhere way behind me rather than have them somewhere near me or having to do anything with me. That's just crazy. I would never want that to happen, especially in this type of game. Because the Tom Clancy series was supposed to be a tactical series. At least the Ghost Recon series was supposed to be a tactical, but there are certain things that I really don't understand about the game as to what's tactical about it. Like, the game does reward either types of gameplay. It does reward you having a direct head-on approach every time, or having a stealth approach, or the distance approach, I would say. But there should be a little bit of a difference between how you play certain missions, and just, giving us freedom is like just making us play the same kind of missions again and again and again without forcing us to adopt a particular play style. If you know what I'm trying to say. It doesn't feel tactful enough. Right now this mission I already played in the closed beta, but it took us 5 turns to do this simply because the game kind of offset the missions 3 times. Somehow we got Amaru into the helicopter. He was there with us safely, and 2 out of 3 times Amaru jumped out of the helicopter, and none of us did that. Even I can understand you saying that he's probably following us, and he jumped out of the helicopter. Then we had this little bit of a gimmick. I don't know if this was supposed to actually happen, but somehow while crossing the street, the tutorial opened up on Eggman, and somehow it opened up for me as well. So I backed up from one car, and somehow the tutorial opened when I was trying to cross the street, and the other truck came barreling down. Like, both of us, like jackasses, are lying on the street, and there are cars driving by us, the civilians dying, and yeah, Omega is back there trying to get to us. But all of this would never have happened if those cars never hit us in the first place. So this was pretty annoying. This happened to us quite a lot when the stealth or some other type of tutorial would open right up in our faces, and you couldn't do anything about it. And we didn't press X, we just were walking across the street, and suddenly that opened up on our face, and we really couldn't do anything. So it was funny the first time it happened. The second or third time it happened, it became pretty frustrating. So right now, this moment in time, Omega also got run over by a car trying to come to us, and this, when you're lying down on the ground, none of the cars are running over us. So that's pretty funny as well. So as I said, the physics of the game, the AI of the game has still not been improved. I rather doubt it is going to be, because I saw what happened to For Honor. It was having the same sort of issues with the AI that it had in the closed and open beta. It's slightly better right now, but still, the AI and connectivity issues still persist. Another thing that about this game is all that this game is pretty beautifully created and stuff. Most of the enemy AI are pretty much of the same type. You would argue with me saying this is not a type of RPG like The Division, but it's boring. Almost everybody either carries an SMG or a shotgun. You barely have some people either mounted on an LMG nest or probably a sniper or two, but that's basically it. You have ground troops which give you a head-on fight, and you have a sniper somewhere perched up in some roof. That's it. At least for this moment in time, that's all the type of people you're gonna face. And from the gameplay that we've been seeing also, it doesn't really show us any more type of grunts or enemy AI that we can face in the game. So that's kind of disappointing for a game I thought that was gonna be, a tactical shooter. And yeah, this time I look both sides and oh, I almost missed a car. Yeah, so this is exactly what I was talking about. Some concepts of the game are pretty absurd. So some of them are okay executed. Like, the spotting thing is pretty weird. I know I shot him, but he was spotting me from behind an object. In that moment in time, I couldn't really do nothing. Another thing is that this game is the most enjoyable when you're gonna play with people, or at least not with random people, rather than people who or people who are friends with you on PSN, because most randoms won't always have their mic on, or probably won't exactly coordinate with you. This game requires a lot of coordination. You trying to go 1-up every time isn't going to work out. The missions right now are pretty easy. They aren't tough, even on hard difficulty, the difficulty that we're playing, because Omega thought it'll be fun to try hard. Yeah, it wasn't working out. So we still were stuck on the hard difficulty. So the gameplay that you're seeing is hard difficulty. The AI are still pretty easy to handle on hard difficulty because right now the missions aren't exactly, you know, have not reached their full capacity of trying to engage us in different ways. So I would still say that hopefully will be different. I mean, I expected that to be a little different this time around. Hopefully, you know, in the open beta we'll face a different kind of enemy, different kinds of enemy AI grunts and stuff. You know, this is the part where somehow we kept on not being able to escort Amaru, although everybody around us were dead. So I don't know, something here right now was not going as per expected. So I'm gonna skip this part of the video. I already told you guys about it, that we had to keep trying and trying for this mission to be completed a lot. I doubted if there was some problem with us, but I think it was something wrong with, you know, just the game in general. It wasn't allowing us to escort Amaru to the helicopter. So right now I'll show you one try, and you guys can figure it out, you know, by yourselves. We were completely baffled by what just happened back there. So I'm gonna show you guys one try while I keep moving on with, you know, some sort of you know, semblance to what I'm trying to say. So moving on, I already talked about these points in my previous video during the closed beta, and I was hoping that these points would be improved, but somehow those points and certain minor issues, yeah, like this point right here, even with Amaru in this chopper, he didn't kind of give us, you know, thumbs up that the mission was over. It just failed right in front of us, so that was kind of annoying. This happened a lot. So moving on, I would say that this game is going to be fun only with people who you know, because they're going to talk to you and you're going to talk to them and you can coordinate effectively. With randoms, once again, the problem is that they won't always have a mic, or probably they're in their own party, so they have party chat enabled and you're like the fourth wheel there. You know, that sounds kind of stupid saying the fourth wheel, but yeah, in this game if you have a random joining in, it does feel more like a fourth wheel, you would say. So yeah, so I would recommend you not trying playing the game in single player. The AI is still pretty unresponsive. I mean, if you ask them to go or defend something, they'll do that, but the way they do it is pretty irritating. And when you're executing a you know, stealth mission, you're hiding and making your way across. But the problem is that when you ask your teammates to move up in a particular, you know, in a particular area or move up to a particular point, they kind of move in such a haphazard way that I've seen this happen, really, I'm not joking. I've seen my teammates, my squad mates moving in front of enemy AI, although I am hidden perfectly behind a wall. And I guess there's a command which says be quiet or something, which allows you to, you know, minimize your impact on the environment so that the enemies can't hear you. I don't know that it's only there when you're playing in a squad so that you can ask your other people to shut up, or is it actually a part of the single player, because it wasn't there last time around. So I think maybe hopefully that's executed in this as well, because that's pretty stupid. I mean, you're hiding behind a wall in a building, trying not to be seen by anyone, and here comes your squad moving right perfectly in front of the enemy AI and grunts, and you just blow your cover. Also, something that I have noticed is that this game, although is enjoyable with the crew, there can be times where this gets frustrating, because if your crewmate dies, he gets spawned somewhere way far away. I mean, that should ideally not happen, I think. I mean, if someone dies and he chooses to respawn next to someone, I would assume that they would kind of respawn somewhere close to you, like maybe 50 or 60, 100 meters away. People, when they die, respawn sometimes even 200 meters away. And yeah, this is the physics I was talking about. Omega was never out of the car, and with me inside the car, he died, I survived. God knows how that happened. And I was able to completely skittle Eggman right across my windshield onto the roof of the car, and he was still safe, right? He was still clutching onto that motorcycle. You know, I have no idea how that was even possible. I thought if physics were real, he would either be blown away from the bike or at least kind of land on my bonnet or something. Yeah, so that's just another point of physics if you would like to see that. So yeah, this is just complete frustration. We thought maybe just let's ram the car all the way to the objective and let's see if we can change the outcome of the game, but it didn't work. You know, it was kind of stupid to expect it to work, but yeah, okay. So yeah, although the game's pretty enjoyable when you're playing with a squad, But this fact that when someone dies, they get spawned way somewhere behind you, and irritating because you not only miss out on the action, you sometimes can land up in an enemy occupied area all by yourself, or you need to, group up real quick and you have nobody around you. Yeah, even stuff like target escaped in a mission where a target is in a locked cage doesn't make sense. So this is what is happening to us again and again. There are just a few of the tries that I showed it to you because I don't want to bore you guys with all all the incessant tries and efforts you are putting in trying to finish up the first mission of the game. So yeah, the basic three components of the game, the squad play, the physics, and the AI, which I thought would be much better, are still not up to the mark to what I would expect them to be. Finally, let's talk about the last component, essential component of this type of game. Actually, the second last, I have something else to talk about as well. Second last component I would talk about is the environment. So the environment, I would say that's one plus point of playing this game. It's extremely beautiful. The world of Bolivia has been wonderfully rendered. Right now, if you have already played the closed beta or the open beta, you know that we are playing in Itaqua, a province in Bolivia, and it's beautifully rendered. There are places where the forest gets thick and dense, so you have those mud roads and thatched houses which you're actually going through, and the militia also then looks like it belongs there. So I would say that the environment created by Ubisoft for this game is kind of awesome. It does resonate with what you would expect them to make for such a game, but I would say that the weather effects are good, but sometimes they can get annoying. You would argue with me saying it makes the game challenging, but in night time it's just more than being pitch black. It's literally that I can't see myself as well. So relying completely on night vision is something I really don't like too much. But alright, it's a thing. It's a thing in the game. So that's one plus point for the game, something I liked. I hope that doesn't get, nerfed or something when the actual game releases, because this is Ubisoft at the end of the day. Finally, the last part of this type of game I would like to talk about is the gunplay. So you do have a large extensive selection of guns. Like the division had a lot of guns, but the problem was that after some time everybody was using one particular type of gun. I don't remember what it was exactly, but there were certain SMGs that were really awesome. And sniper rifles, my god help me, sniper rifles were just overused until finally that long awaited nerf arrived for them. So there are aspects in this game that are fun if you talk in terms of gunplay, because there are different kind of weapons. There are different assault rifles, SMGs, shotguns, pistols, sniper rifles, etc, and LMGs. But right now even in the open beta, there wasn't too much that we could get our hands on. Probably just the single weapon from each class or something that we could actually use. And yeah, it felt pretty realistic. There was a significant amount of bullet drop in most cases. So yeah, that could be something that's nice because you have an extensive gun selection. But and bullet drop, the realistic bullet drop, if you actually have your night vision on and you're actually you're in complete darkness, you can actually see bullets drop. And I appreciate that. Adds a whole lot of a tactical aspect of the game. That's interesting. Once again, gunplay doesn't make the game completely. You need to have all the other components falling in place as well. So at the end of this episode, all I can say is I'll try playing the open beta once again if Omega and Eggman are ready to do it. I have no issues about it. We had a lot of fun in terms of just pulling up complete shenanigans and goof ups. I mean, we weren't exactly concentrating on the game after a particular point in time, but as to how we would rather laugh harder and harder in every mission that we were playing. So if we could give this another serious try if you guys like, or we could just kind of say goodbye and move on. So if you guys want it, I'll request them for another gameplay. If I'm not going to try this alone because the squads are really irritating. It's rather you have the game to yourself with your squad mates, rather than having the enemy, rather than having friendly AI play with you. I would rather have real people, rather than just having AI. Even if real people don't know how to play, yes, that's more fun in this type of game. Yeah, so instead of this game, I would rather go in for Mass Effect Andromeda. Sadly, for Andromeda, there is no sort of beta coming on the PS4. So if you guys want to keep up with some gameplay, they are having these gameplay trailers being released. This is kind of a 5-part series or something. Keep an eye out for that. I'm gonna keep an eye out for that as well. And let's see if they do come up with a beta for the PS4. I will love it. I will most definitely try it. But right now, as it stands, I think it's for the Xbox and the PC. If you guys have an Xbox and a PC, you can actually access the beta when it comes out. I don't know whether it's already out or coming out. I need to check that myself as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button, share the video, and subscribe for more action-packed episodes. This is TJ signing out.